Hi guys, it's ASBYT and welcome back to a brand new video, and today is going to be a review of a product which I've not done many on, but it is still very much in the world of media streaming, and many people have actually said that this is potentially one of the best Android tablets on the market at the moment. So I'm going to be doing an unboxing and review of the Huawei M3, and we're going to see if that is actually true. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that little notification bell if you're new and want to be notified every time I post a new video. Well, so first thing to say, you're going to have to bear with me, to be honest, today, because I've just come fresh back off a stag do and I'm a broken man. I am a shadow of my former self. I mean, let me just go close up. Are you getting those eyes? I've been well and truly chewed up and spat out. My voice still hasn't recovered, but I'll do my best. Right, so, like I said, we're going to flip the camera and I'm going to do a quick unboxing, show you the good points and the bad points. I'm going to run through all the specs with you as well, and then I'm going to show you exactly where you can get it from if you so wish. Okay, so here is the box that we're looking at, and as you can see, you've got the Huawei logo at the top there, and you've got the M3 there as well. On the back, you've got just a bit of information, 5,100 milliamp battery. There's the first spec for you, and you've also got 4 gigabytes of RAM. So again, pretty good for a tablet, and it's going to make things really, really snappy when going between apps, watching certain bits of content and everything like that. So that's really good to know. So we're going to flip it back, and what we're going to do is we're going to open it up, and as you can see, look at that presentation. You've got this lovely sort of cream colouring here to go with the white and the champagne gold, which is on the other side. The first thing you'll notice as well, it comes with a pair of headphones. When this video goes out, I will have used them, and I will put some text later in the video to let you know exactly how these perform. They are AKG, and as you can see there, it says designed by AKG for Huawei. I'm not really sure what to expect from these. They're not going to be the best headphones you're going to try, but I would imagine they will be fairly substantial, so it's another bonus to obviously have that come with the product. Before we actually get to those two bits, as you can see here, if we lift this down, this lid again, it does actually come with screen protector and a cloth as well to clean it. So that's a nice little addition. So the first thing we're going to do is take the headphones out. And as you can see there, nice champagne gold colouring on them. Then you've got your charger there. And then we're going to get to the tablet. We're going to pick this out. And as you can see, if you turn it around, you've got this lovely champagne gold colouring again on here. You've got the Huawei text again at the top. You've got your front-facing selfie camera. And you've also got a home button, which is also a fingerprint sensor. So it does have a fingerprint sensor for this individual product, which is, again, really, really good. Then you've got your charging cable, which is micro USB, which is a bit of a shame. I do obviously like Type-C. It is better technology, but of course you can't have everything. Then of course you've got your SIM ejector tool, and that gives a bit of a clue. This does come with a SIM port. As it has that SIM card, you can actually use this as a kind of a phone as well. Although I like big phones, and even for me, this would be ridiculous.
Hello? Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the library, yeah! Yeah, now you're cracking up, you're in the night, yeah!
Yeah, I think it would be a little bit much for me personally to use this as a mobile phone, but you can do if you want. And that's pretty much it in the box. So nice premium box, nice packaging and everything, so good to see. So we have just powered this bad boy on, and as you can see, it loads up like this. And the first thing you're going to notice is actually the screen quality when you turn it on. It's absolutely beautiful. If you can see that there. And also the back as well, it's this lovely champagne gold colour, and you've just got the one little logo right on the back here where it says Huawei. Now Huawei have been a company in recent years anyway that, like Xiaomi, are really, really trying to step up their game and take the tech industry by storm. Now they're not going to be the cheapest. Just over a year ago, Huawei actually released a smartwatch which was voted by many people as the best Android smartwatch on the market due to the design and of course due to the performance and the specs and everything like that. So we kind of knew that based on that and some of the phones that they've actually released as well over the last couple of years, they are really, really trying to make an indent in bringing that popularity in sort of China right across to the West as well. And this is another product that is looking to do that. So just quickly running around the rest of the tablet, we have the micro USB charging port there. you've got your speaker there. The sound is okay. It's not the best speakers I've ever heard on a device. Obviously your headphone jack there, and you have your volume up and down rocker there and your power button there. The first thing you'll notice is actually how vibrant the screen looks. It's very, very bright. You can tell the quality straight away, and everything is just so responsive. It just works. If you wanted to get back to the home screen, you would just tap the home button there, and it works again every single time. Well, just as we're on that, we'll test out the fingerprint sensor, and as you can see, it is 99% flawless, really. I've had a couple of situations where it hasn't. That's really more down to my positioning more than anything. Pretty much foolproof, and a good bit of technology from Huawei there. But in today's brands, the fingerprint sensors are getting better and better, so it is something that I would expect from a product in this sort of price range, so it's not necessarily a bonus. If it wasn't working as good as it is, then it would be really quite obvious that that was a flaw. Another good thing about this technology on the fingerprint sensor is if you swipe to the left-hand side, your recent apps come up like that. If you want to go back, you simply just press it once and it goes back all the time. You can use any finger. It doesn't have to be your fingerprint sensor. It will just go back if you press the home page. So you've got your swipe left for recent apps, you've got your fingerprint sensor to get in and out, and you've got just pressing it with any finger will actually go back. And obviously the more you press it, you'll go back to the home page kind of thing. Now there are two types of lines with this product. You can get the Chinese version and the international version. This is the international version, so of course it ships with the Play Store, for example, and again, as you see, it just loads up very, very snappy, and that's the 4 GB of RAM will help. So what I'll do is I'll just open a few tabs. So I will just swipe between the different ones, and as you can see, they do just load up really, really nicely. There's no lag between going between the different sections. So again, it is another example of why you pay the extra money for a product like this if you just want things to work. Okay, so we are just looking at the specs here. If you're wondering what phone this is, it's actually the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2. I will leave a link to a video review I did of it on the top right-hand side of the screen now. It's an absolutely beautiful looking phone, as you can see, bezel-less-ish, almost. They're nearly getting there, these phones, but it is, you know, as good as they come pretty much at the moment for that kind of bezel-less feel. And it's got a nice ceramic back, if that's something you're interested in as well. But yeah, some of the specs on this. So we're looking at Android 6. I would like to see, of course, the latest software included in all products. I think if your product is good enough to handle it, which this, of course, is, based on the specs, they should really update the software. They should make sure that it is always running the latest software within reason. Obviously they want you to buy new products, but when you're spending quite a lot of money on a product, I would expect that you can get the latest software with it. So I would like to see Android 7 at least with this. It should have been updated in my opinion. It is running a Silicon Kirin 950 octa-core, and it's a Mali TA80 GPU, and it is actually an 8.4 inch display, 2560 by 1600 resolution, 4 GB of RAM like I mentioned. Now the one that I've actually got has 128 GB of storage, but I believe it comes in a couple of different varieties. Like I think you can get it in 64 for example as well, which will of course be cheaper. And again, as you can see here, it's got a 128 GB of TF card expansion as well. Dual band Wi-Fi 2.4 and 5 GHz, and Bluetooth 4.1. So again, not Bluetooth 5. So both cameras, the front, the selfie camera there, the front shooter, and the back one as well, they're both using a 8 megapixel camera. So if we do go on to the camera, so as you can see, the actual camera is, you know, it's pretty okay for a tablet. It's not going to be your best. You know, it's not going to be right up there with some of the best smartphones at the moment. It's not going to be right up there with, obviously, like a DSLR camera, for example. But if you're taking photos with a tablet, which I know some people still do, then of course it's going to be okay. Colours are fairly true to life, but the autofocus is a bit of a horror show, really. Once you press on a subject to focus on, it very quickly loses that and goes off trying to search for something else, which is quite irritating. So it is going to be grainy, as you can see. It's not going to be the best, but it is nevertheless not going to be the worst, like I mentioned. And as you can see from the photos, they're actually not that bad, these selfie photos, apart from my face, which is obviously a mess after the stag do, but nevertheless they do kind of, you know, you get a pretty decent shot, as you can see there. So the battery is a 5100 milliamp battery, so it is a pretty substantial battery, which again you need for a tablet because it does have that larger screen. You'll get through a day pretty much no problem. Now, I did actually run an Antutu benchmark test earlier just to show you exactly what you're going to be getting in terms of benchmarks. Now, of course, you take benchmarks with a pinch of salt, like I always say, but it gives you a rough idea. And as you can see on the Antutu score, it got 85,864. So that is better in terms of benchmarks than the score that I got from the last Android tablet I reviewed, which I will leave the link to the video here if you want to see that. But I have a whole playlist of reviews, which I will again leave in the video description below, and I'll try and leave another card just here now as well, so you can go through and check out all those individual reviews if you are interested in getting your hands on products which are great for media streaming. So in terms of media streaming, using Kodi, live TV, movies, TV shows, you are going to be absolutely fine, more than fine. That is a very, very good score for that. I am also going to quickly run a Geekbench 4 test for you as well, so again you can see how this performs in that. So I'm going to show you right now on the screen the actual scores of that. So as you can see, the actual scores for that Geekbench test were pretty good as well. In terms of gaming, again, with that score, some really high-end, high-energy zapping games, you may get a few issues, but in terms of standard games that you would play on a tablet, this is going to work pretty much flawlessly. And obviously, being Android 6, you can, of course, download apps like Kodi, for example, Kodi 17 Krypton, because it only needs a minimum of Android 5. So as you can see, we've loaded up Kodi, and, using Kodi on here, if you're used to touchscreens, you're going to have absolutely no problems getting between the different sections. It's going to work really, really nicely. There's no lag whatsoever, and of course, you can change whatever you want kind of thing. And remember that the back is, of course, pressing that home button, and look, it just seems to work really, really well. Everything just flows in and out, nice and easy, and obviously viewing media, using the 4GB of RAM, using that processor, it is going to work really, really nicely. And the same as well, if you're browsing YouTube, for example, you're going to have no problems whatsoever doing that. So as you can see, you can go in here and it just, bam, straight away comes up nice and easy. And look at that. That's probably, in my opinion, the best YouTube channel that there is at... It's not. So this does actually retail on GearBest. So it is really quite expensive, me personally, for a tablet, but it is one of the best tablets you are going to be able to purchase at this moment in time. If you want a cheaper alternative, I did another review, which I'll leave a link here, for a cheaper Android tablet, and in some extent you get what you pay for. Like the screen, for example, on here is going to be much better, the actual performance is going to be much better, but that one is okay in terms of those two things for a cheap product. So again, it's down to you guys whether you think that price is the #1 priority for you, or whether you're happy to pay that bit more if the quality really is there. So that's pretty much it, guys. So to sum up, I think if you're out there and you're looking to spend next to nothing on a product just to kind of pass around to your kids, just to let them watch sort of cartoons or anything like that, and you're not really into real performance, then this probably isn't going to be the one for you. However, if you're one of these people who is, potentially looking to get an iPad but wants an Android version, then that's really where this product is going to come in, because it's going to perform right up there, and you know that that money is kind of going to be well spent. It really is that battle between quality and price, and you need to decide kind of where you fit in order to determine whether this is going to be a good product for you. Remember to like and share if you did enjoy this video and found it helpful. Subscribe and hit that little notification bell next to it in the section below if you want to be notified every time I post a video, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully feeling a little bit fresher, because right now I'm probably going to go back to bed, to be honest, because I'm really struggling. I'll see you in the next one. It's ASBYT. Peace out.